Boom, bitch! Let's go!
Yeah, not like that, but yeah.
Right. Egotastic FunTime. Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to the Talking the Orville live pre-show Splosion. Tonight, we're gonna have a great time getting ready for tonight's encore performance of the Orville Season 2, Episode 8, Identity. This is the first installment of the Orville's two-part event where Captain Mercer and the crew travel to Kalon Prime to ask for help with Isaac, who's mysteriously shut down, and they end up uncovering a not-so-deeply buried secret that puts the entire galaxy at risk because coexistence is not possible. This is the last live pre-show Splosion until the Orville returns with a brand new adventure on April 11th, you guys, with an episode directed by #1 himself, Jonathan Frakes, in an episode called Sanctuary with guest star Marina Sirtis. I got a sneak peek for us to check out. I got clips, behind the scenes stuff, video, pictures, sneak peeks, but let's say hello with a real big Jaloja, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Let's get a little background music going on. Let's say hello to some people. Let me move some stuff around because I want to make sure your chats are right in my face. Right there, and there they are. Let's see who is here right now, you guys. Are you guys excited, even though it's an encore performance of Identity? Identity is a big to-do for the Orville. It's a big to-do for almost any show, really. It's an amazing two-part event. Part 2 coming out next week, of course. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you. You need to check it out. Check it out again because, hey, it's an encore performance. It's a rerun, but ratings still count. If the rerun gets a lot of views, that's just the more better for the show. Getting a hashtag Renew the Orville participants right now. Agrius414, hello. Angeline, Brian Dawkins, Book Lodi, Cillian Bray, Cloud, Sailing, Core Cross, Curtis Tate, how you doing, Curtis? Dr. Scott Giles, Eric Agnostic, Eric he, him, as L, Eric with a K, we're Ericing out right now, Felix Reinhardt, Gabriella Wilkin, Garnylicious, Giola1, Gordon Tyler, Herb Bluntman, Herb Bert, Ferrestein, it's good, Jeremy Rowe, John Salo, how you doing, John, Lady Jennifer Snow, Monkey Zor, Paint in the Brain, Pooh Bear with me, Richie Poole, Sam Shot, Sean Marrero, Spider XD, Vicky Boyd, and YouTube user. Aren't we all? How are you guys doing tonight? I'm excited. I got a lot to share. I got a lot of pictures. Not necessarily. I got a few pictures for the next episode, Sanctuary, the Jonathan Frakes episode, which we're all super excited about. I also have some theories on that. I've shared them before, but I'm even more positive now that that's what's going on. Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis, Tony Todd, Ruafa. I always forget his name when it comes time to the show. If this was 5 minutes ago, I would remember his name. You guys tell me. Ted Danson will be in that episode. We got a lot of admirals in that episode, but that, of course, is 2 weeks from now. It's going to be a Mocklin episode, and I don't mean a Bortus episode. I mean dealing with Mocklins. Mocklins have been, you know, a pain in the butt this season. Not necessarily Bortus and Clyde, even though they have, but the actual race of people. They're just horrible. All the other races of people are just horrible for the most part that they give attention to. And Mocklins have always been absolutely just hard to deal with, and we're going to be dealing with them next week. But I have some behind-the-scenes photos, behind-the-scenes videos. I have some concept drawings for the home episode, episode 3, where Alara went home. Lots of Saleya. Man, these things would be good screen savers, but I'll show those to you guys. What else do I got? I got, oh, and I just got some other stuff we're going to share. So let's see what you guys are saying right now. I do want to talk to you guys. YouTube user says, let's do this. Hi, JP. Dr. Scott Giles. Hello, JP. Let the show begin. Vicky Boyd, this is Deanna. Best YouTuber ever. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not there yet, but I will get there. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Being full-time is weird. I'm having a hard time because I got sick, so I really threw everything off. I had all these plans, so, you know, I'm getting there. I'm still figuring out what to do. I spend all day working. I need to work, I mean, I work on this show, like, it's been like 12 hours a day. I need to start figuring out how to work smarter as well as harder. I want the 12 hours to be the smartest 12 hours a day. Haven't had time to stream video games at all in a week, so I think tonight after this show, I'm going to go, since I've watched Identity like 7 times already. I'm going to, I don't have cable, so I can't give it any ratings, so I'm gonna go watch the latest Star Trek, which I believe is supposed to be tonight. I was worried about Star Trek, as well, not worried, but I was like, hey, what's going on? You guys' schedule is the exact same as the Orville. I thought they were taking a hiatus as well, and I was like, rude, but apparently they're supposed to have a new episode tonight, so I'm gonna watch that, and then I think I'll stream on Twitch for sure this time, because I feel great. So tonight I will be streaming on Twitch, and we'll talk about Star Trek Discovery, as well as just play some video games. I gotta find the right game to play. Garnylicious, yo JP, how's it going? How you doing, Curtis? Oh, I gotta scan down. Jake Kraus, first super chatter today. I don't think I missed anybody. Thank you so much. You get a big...
Just a walk in the park, Kazansky.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate that. Eric Hemazel says, I think it's important to say that it's their government and maybe their... Oh, I don't even know what this has to do with. That allows the species itself to be better. Are you talking about the Mocklins? Are you talking about the Kalon? Are you just talking about some other show? It could be. Rick Rarick says, breaking news. I was watching the Yankees game today. You guys, I remember Tala's Yankee hat. And on a sign in the outfit was a big sign that said Avis. I immediately panicked and I thought the Krill were about to attack the stadium. Sean Marrero, thank you so much.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about.
It's true, he was just talking about that.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. What's up, Tony? 748748. Paul Smith says Star Trek Discovery is almost over. Almost time to start paying for CBS All Access until next year. Oh, stop paying for, maybe. Or start paying. You pay for it when they don't have Discovery on. That's also hilarious. Sean Murrow says, JP, so I do have the trailer tonight, and I want to get that, not for tonight's episode. Oh, I probably should have queued that up. Might as well. I didn't. He's playing tonight. But I do have the sneak peek for Jonathan Frakes episode. Now, of course, what they always do, they put a bunch of stuff in there. They try to fool us. They put scenes from other episodes. We have no idea if any of those scenes relate in some ways or don't. But it looks like we're going to be having some problems with the Mocklins, though they don't show Mocklins here. But I'm going to talk about it. Let's do the trailer for tonight's episode. Not tonight's episode. For Sanctuary, premiering April 11th. The first all-new episode before our last three. It starts off our last three episodes of the season. The season ends next month, you guys. Next month is the end of the Orville Season 2. But here's the trailer for Sanctuary, a sneak peek. It's not a real trailer.
Long-range scans are picking up something in the nebula.
I hope we're up to this.
In 3 weeks, with only 3 episodes left this season, the
What?
Orville faces its fiercest challenge yet.
That's an act of war.
I'll give you one warning.
The Orville, all new,
Boom.
in 3 weeks on Fox.
So we got Kelly and Bortus going down to another jungle planet. I don't know what planet it is. It looks kind of like that planet from Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes, doesn't it? Maybe they have to go back to that planet for some reason. Also, at the very top of the episode, they showed the ship going up to SLEW? That was SLEW. Is SLEW going to have anything to do with the Sanctuary episode? I have no idea. They try to trick us with this stuff. So, but the next episode, Sanctuary, I believe, my theory is that it's a Mocklin episode, that the Mocklins are, you know, doing like an active war thing, which would be stupid because we need everybody on board for this Kalon problem, right? I believe there's going to be a couple of guest Mocklins on the Orville. A male and a female disguised as a male. And I believe they're looking for Sanctuary. So I believe that there's a movement on Mockless where there are females. There's, you know, gay or straight Mocklins. I don't know how you want to put that in their situation. It's a unique situation. And I believe they're looking for Sanctuary. And of course, the people on the government on Mockless is going to have a problem with that. Maybe they're firing on the Orville as the act of war. In that preview, they showed these purple blasts, these purple photon torpedoes, or I don't know what they call them, purple blasts hitting the Orville. I believe that they just color corrected it in some way and made it purple to trick us, because Mocklins have orange. They use orange plasma weapons. Everything comes out orange, okay? So I think they just changed the color to trick us, and that we're fighting the Mocklins in that episode. John Michelani Jr., thank you so much. You get a latchcomb, and you get a...
All right, buddy. Time to wash your mouth out with Gordon.
Thank you so much. Oh, wait, I got to check and see if... Avis, we try harder. Okay, I just found out that just a couple miles away, there's a huge Avis corporate center near me. Like a big, giant building with a giant Avis on it. So I'm going to go over there and film something at some point for you guys. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Eric, Him, Azell, thank you so much.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, you look like the guy who's on the list because you know the DJ.
That's right, Eric knows the DJ. What do you think of the idea that the Kalons meant to lose in a twisted AI effort to break the ice between the Krill and the Union? With all of Isaac's reports, they knew about the tension between the Mocklans and the Union. Well, Eric, I've actually spoke about that before, and I don't know now because they killed a lot of people, but one of my theories is that the Mocklans, just like Isaac doesn't understand humor, doesn't understand what going too far is, when it comes to human relations, he just goes too far. He cuts off legs, he shows up in Claire's quarters in the middle of the night with a cake, all that stuff. Maybe the rest of the planet is also like that, and maybe it is like a big plan to unite the Krill and all that stuff. But man, they killed a lot of people, so I don't know. But you know, I like that idea. But I don't, even if that was what they were planning, I think Earth would have to be like, or the Union would have to go, yeah, we understand what you mean now, but you know what? You killed a bunch of people, so we're just going to have to unplug you guys. We're going to find some way to do that. So I think the Kalon are in trouble no matter what. Nigel Mayo, you're going to get a...
Now entering Glory Hole.
You're entering the Glory Hole, Nigel. Coincidence that Bortus and Kelly on an away mission again. With a new weapon. I believe that's the new weapon. We're going to look at weapons here in a minute. I got some good pictures of some weapons. Season foreshadowing Bortus' death. Ooh, that would suck, Nigel. Bortus can't die. He already died. He got stabbed in the heart, remember? And they had to revive him. So he's got a couple lives in him already. So speaking of the weapons they were holding, I believe that is the new... PM-F7R longbow, which is going to be introduced in Sanctuary. I believe this is it. If this isn't it, it might be the the PM-57R long-range plasma rifle / bow. I got a couple of pictures of it, starting with this one right here. Hold on there. Turn this picture off. Somebody needs to be addressed. Brian Dawkins, you're gonna get... No, wait, hold on. Brian Dawkins, you are the best. You get nothing there. I don't know what that button does. I'm freaking out. You're gonna get that. You're getting a little bit of this. Thank you so much, Brian Dawkins. I like your Yuri project and want. Buy your gas for the trip. Will this help you? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. That is directly going into the gas tank. I think I figured it out. It's going to be about that. About, what does that say? 130. It's probably, I'll say 140. It's about that each way. So, yeah, thank you so much. You just paid for the gas for the trip. Oh, my God. I got to start getting ready for that. But I need to get at least 4 or 5 more videos out before I leave. Leaving very early Thursday morning, 1 week from today. I would have already been on the road, but I'm going to send you guys videos from the road. I'm going to order a special cell phone package with all the roaming and all that stuff so that I can upload stuff and, you know, keep you guys in the loop. On the, you know, I'll be posting here. I'll be posting on Twitter. Be posting on Patreon. Get you guys updated. And I'm going to do a special car time video from the Back to the Future DeLorean. Now, I don't know how much time I'll have in there, but I will have a few minutes to do that. So we're going to get some footage from the DeLorean. I can't wait. This is the official DeLorean, official replica of Back to the Future DeLorean. And thank you again so much, Brian Dawkins. I appreciate that. Are you going to be out there, Brian? Are you going to go to Yuri's Night? I'll put up a Yuri's Night link on the community page so you guys, you know, can check it out, or maybe some of you can show up. It's great. I still think there's some tickets left. I'm going to be there running around, getting sweaty, because that's what happens when I move. Hey, what's up, Christina? How you doing? Oh, there's a question right here. What is your opinion? This is from Caleb Richardson. What is your opinion on McFarlane potentially trying to get Charlize Theron back on the show? Oh, well, they kind of left it open, and I just assumed that at some point we would see Priya again, and it would be some really cool thing where it's like we remember her, but she doesn't remember us because they said something about that in that episode. That was episode 5, season 1, Priya. I'm really hoping that we get her again. I think it would be no problem. They're friends. Charlize Theron is actually a really cool person. She was great as Priya. It actually would be really cool if they changed time so that Priya actually has a different personality. She's not a bad guy, but a good guy. Because now she should be an alternate version of herself. Kind of, maybe a little bit. Frozen Owl, thank you so much. You got double. No, we got to do something new.
Is the fish hook that hooks the fish.
Yes, it is, Frozen Owl. Thank you so much. Hey, JP, I'm having some lower back pain tonight. So it's Egotastic Percocet time. Egotastic Percocet time. It's going to be a, groovy time. Groovy. Thank you so much, Frozen Owl. Maybe do some time remnant thing like The Flash does. Oh, yeah. Because they did time travel stuff in that episode. And actually, I believe the episode, this is a theory, by the way. I believe the episode after Sanctuary is a time travel episode. It's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And I know that Scott Grimes said that there's going to be a time travel episode. Not some 2015 hologram thing, like a real time travel episode. And I believe he made it sound like it's actually Gordon and Ed on this adventure. So I hope that's what's going on. And it would actually be amazing to get Priya back. Get a little bit of that going on. I want to see what happens. Her and Ed had this connection, even though I thought she was just playing them, just playing them to because, she's lonely, but also she's got to get his trust, and that's an easy way to get a dude like that, to get a dude's trust, right? What's up, Rod Crawford? Oh, we were looking at weapons. We got to look at weapons. Finally, I'm here. I didn't think you'd be here. Of course, we are here tonight. Next week, we will not be here, but I'll try to do some stream earlier in the week, maybe Tuesday. I'll probably be too busy getting ready for the trip on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do it on Monday night. I'm streaming Monday night. 5 o'clock my time. We'll be streaming. It's my turn to host Nerdcasters. Nerdcasters is a show that I do with Axonar channel, 3 Buck Feeder, and the Popcast channel, Popcast fellas, where we just chat about what's going on in nerd culture. That day or that week, whatever. So, this Monday is Egotastic FunTimes' turn. I'll be hosting them, and we're going to have a big 5-person chat going on. And you guys will be there to ask us questions, as well as just take part in the conversation, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, I will be streaming this Monday. It'll just be a slightly different show, but I will be hosting it. Your chat will be there, and we're going to be talking to Axonar, the Popcast channel, and 3 Buck Feeder. It's going to be great. What's up, Geo Datan? How you doing? Says, hello, JP. Dr. Scott Giles says, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Okay, I have to go and look that up, Dr. Scott Giles, so I can start doing my research. Did you guys like the lasting impressions review I just did? Man, I spent a lot of time on that one. More time than I should, but I want those Orville reviews to be thorough, to have a lot to say. My car videos get more views than the ones I spend 3 or 4 days on, but that's okay, because it just makes me that much, more Orville on my brain. So we're looking at weapons. There's new weapons being introduced. There's also one here that I don't think we've seen before. Well, we've seen it on the show in the background, but no one's ever used it. Brian Dawkins, you guys are keeping me away from looking at weapons. Let's do...
Love is the fish hook that hooks the fish.
Thanks again. Brian, you're awesome. Eric with a K. Hey, JP, is Mr. Meeseeks look at me? Do we have to go to a certain page for the joint live stream? Oh, it's not joint live stream. Well, I don't know. If you're talking about Nerdcasters, it's just going to be on this channel and this channel alone. I don't know what the other stuff you're talking about is I'm ignorant of the situation. Okay, so we got some weapons here. This is the new one that's being introduced. It's the PM57R longbow. It's a long-range plasma rifle. I believe Bortus and Kelly were holding this baby. It's pretty sweet, pretty awesome. Hopefully they get to use it. Don't bring it if you're not going to use it. Here's another shot of them. These are probably the exact ones that they were holding. Look pretty sweet. I hope we are able to shoot some Kalons with them babies at some point. I don't know if we're going to be fighting the Kalons again this season, but, you know, eventually. There's also... Now, this is... What's it called? This is the PM488, and I believe it's an add-on where you can take their regular pistol, the regular hand cannon, and this goes right over it. So this just, you know, goes right into it. I guess makes it more powerful, or maybe that's just how they designed it for the props. You just add it onto a regular one, boom, you got a new gun. This is the SG-72 Sonic Grenade. You can actually see this in the in Jaloja. When we get introduced to the new armory, you can actually see them on the wall. Those are actually grenades. You can kind of see the, you know, scale right there. That's obviously Seth MacFarlane, and that's how I don't think we've ever seen these used though, but I'm guessing we eventually will. And then of course, the greatest weapon of all, you guys, and I'm serious about this, the Latchcomb. This is the deadliest weapon in the galaxy. Man, I want one of these things. You think they'll ever make a model of this or a replica of this to purchase? I'd straight up spend 150 bucks on that if I had it. And then we have the Krill hand cannon officer pistol. I like this this little claw here. It's very Krill. I doubt this has a point. Or maybe these focus the beam or something like that. I have no idea what this does, but it does look cool. Now also, Geolaw's like, pew, pew, pew. Wait, hold on a second, you guys. Hold on. Herb Lutman says, it's a cigarette lighter. Well, I'm sure Bortus would appreciate that. Right? Pooh Bear with me says, that looks like a dragon egg. It's a Mocklin Latchcomb football. Don't hold on to it. It's a hot potato, I'll tell you that right now. Michael Wells says Latchcomb, Latchcomb. How do you spell that anyway? I'm not sure. I'll have to check into it, but that's how I spell it. But I bet you it could also be spelled an Latchkum. That feels more Mocklin to me, right? Hey, you know what I noticed about Mocklins? I keep forgetting to mention that. All Mocklins have a little M on their chin. If you just look, every one of them has an M. Mocklin. Ah. Jeff Borowiak says, oh, hi, Mr. Meeseeks. I am Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. What's up, Mr. Meeseeks? Latchcomb! Since we're talking about Latchcomb. So do any of you guys plan on watching STD tonight? Since this is a kind of a free-form Talking the Orville episode, we could talk about other stuff too, but I do have a lot of stuff to show you from the Orville, starting with some behind the scenes. Let's do a from last week's. I have 2 behind the scenes from last week's episodes. This is just, you know, how they make the show. You guys, I showed a little bit of this during my review, but I didn't show the full videos. I'm going to show you the full videos right now. This is the Mocklin fight. This is the 2 stunt doubles as Bortus and Clyden fighting. You know, stop smoking or I'm going to punch you in the face. And then Bortus punched Clyden in the face. So here we go.
Okay, set.
Set here.
Set all around?
You set, John? Set. All
ready.
Set.
And action.
Get him. Fight, 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 fight. Battle hug. Eric with he, him, himself.
Okay. All right, great. That was great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see it.
The Clyden dude totally just left Bortus lying there. Just like, later on, they said, cut, see you later, dude, see you at lunch. Anyway, that's how it's done, you guys. That's how we get these, you know, awesome stunts. We got lots of stunts. Now, in Sanctuary, it looks like there's going to be a lot of stunt doubles going on. A lot of stunts. And one of those stunts is stunt players, stunt actors. I don't know what I can't remember what they're called. Stunt performers. Is listed as female Mocklin colonist. So that's where I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking that Sanctuary is going to be about helping Mocklins, female Mocklins, or straight Mocklins get off of that planet and find, actually straight Mocklins and female Mocklins would work great as in a colony, don't you think? Bill23799 says 5,000 Quatlus on Clyden. Yeah, Clyden won. Now, of course, right then is when that scene when they were fighting, and then Claire walks in and she goes, "Who wants to be the first one to try out my new vape?" And they're both like, "Me first." They both got injections that day. 1971. Witters says, "Hi, JP from the UK. Great stuff. Thank you so much." Hey, 1971 Witters, what episode are you guys on? Are you guys on hiatus as well? Is tonight, Blood of Patriots? Is it Lasting Impressions? I kind of feel like you guys are only like a week behind now. It used to be 2 weeks behind. It used to be half a year behind. But you guys are probably catching up pretty soon. Oh, and I have another behind the scenes from that episode. You're probably wondering how Gordon was able to fall off, when he just got done knocking boots with Laura, and, he's called into work, and he's like, "Oh, in simulation," and then everything falls off, and he falls on the ground. Here is how they did that. Play it. There we go. Ooh, yeah, Sanctuary. That's good. He's just laying there.
And same simulation. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. He totally didn't fall as far as it looked like he did, right, you guys? But yeah, if you're wondering how they do that stuff, because I was wondering when I was watching it, I'm like, how did they do that? How did they make him fall? Now, of course, when you see that he didn't fall as far, they must have done some magic to it, some movie magic. Which is amazing, though, because if you think about it, that episode had a lot of special effects in it. They just were seamless, right? Like, did you notice when Laura had her arms around him and she says, "Let's go on a trip," and, "Oh, I'm not going to sing, blah, blah, blah," and then he goes, hold, stop program, and she's just frozen there. She was really frozen. They froze the scene, but they were able to have Gordon in there seamlessly in there. It was the best freeze on a holodeck, type of scene I've ever seen. SEEN. And then I do have some others. Oh, so we got some concept pictures here as well. Oh, but first off, let's look at Sanctuary, okay? Since that's what's coming up, we can look at the long ago, but let's look at the coming up ahead. Of course, directed by the man himself. Number 1, Jonathan Frakes. Cannot wait to see what's going on with that. Let me see if I can just skip ahead here. And we're going to be dealing with the admirals. Oops. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. Have we actually seen Admiral Halsey and Captain Mercer together? Since the first episode? I can't remember. Did we see them together in Identity at the end? I mean, we saw, lots of conversations on screen. But I really can't remember if I've actually seen them together. But there's some sort of meeting. I'm guessing these could be Mocklin's back here, but I don't know. Usually Mocklin's clothing has a lot of, you know, they're a little bit rougher looking. Kapla, Mocklin's. And then we have a very serious meeting. It looks like we're going to get Admiral, oh god, I can't remember her name right now. Osawa or something like that. Ted Danson, Ron Canada. I believe this will be the very first time that we see Ted Danson in the flesh and not on the screen. Now also, do you guys notice something interesting here? There's sunlight coming in. Just like with in Identity when they were on Kalon and the sunlight was coming in, we got that situation again. So I'm guessing that they just decided to have it so that the Orville can land as long as there's some sort of dock or something like that, because I don't think it has wheels. As long as there's some sort of dock like the Kalon had, then the Orville can just dock on a planet. Now, of course, what if they're actually on Kalon? What if they're having a meeting with the Kalon, discussing terms? You never know. I think that's all the pictures that we have that they've released. The Mr. Meeseeks is a reference to Rick and Morty. Oh, that's where you lost me. Of course, I'm familiar with Rick and Morty, and they like to open a jar of Rick pickles and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't get the. I don't watch Rick and Morty, though I do appreciate Rick and Morty. I was just trying to get your attention. Any new Orville merchandise news? Well, yeah, and I'm going to do a video about one of them. Actually, I meant to queue it up here, and I forgot to do it for tonight's episode, but that's okay, because I was going to do a video anyway. There is a fan-made video game coming out that actually looks pretty sweet. It looks kind of like Star Trek Online, that type of deal. But of course, Orville related. Of course, it's not going to be as awesome as that. It's fan made. It's not going to be as huge and in depth and all that stuff. But even if it's just a thing where you just hang out like in First Life, but it's Orville themed, that'd be pretty sweet. So there's that. There is an unofficial modeled kit that I was going to show you guys. That's eventually I'm going to do an episode about. It's pretty sweet. As far as like really good stuff, we still have the cards coming out. The trading cards are coming out next month, I believe. The comic book comes out in July. Still no news on a Blu-ray, because they want people to go to the streaming services and to get that high def, because it helps with the ratings, it helps with exposure more than buying a physical disc, and they're trying to sell themselves as a streaming, you know, thing to Disney. So, you know, maybe we're just gonna have to wait on that. But when they do come out with Blu-ray, which I'm sure they eventually will, I want lots and lots and lots of special features. I don't know about you guys. It's all about special features because it's so easy to watch the episodes, super high quality. I want, you know, special director's cuts. I want interviews. I want this is how we did this, featurettes. All kinds of great stuff. But yeah, there's no real new merch information that we haven't already talked about. I believe there's supposed to be a huge announcement during the finale on the 25th. April 25th is the last day for Season 2, you guys. I'm telling you right now. The rumor is that's when they're going to announce Season 3 with the option for Season 4 and 5, as well as the comic book, which has already been announced, but maybe they'll have more details, as well as action figures. Now, we know there's going to be the HeroClix little miniatures for playing their little game, but I think they're going to announce legitimate, real action figures. And I'm hoping they're going like with, what's his name, Todd McFarlane or whatever. That would be the best. I'm going to buy all of that stuff as soon as I get some money. Take out a credit card, just spend nothing, you know, spend money on Orville. Oh, okay, you guys. Okay, for my trip, I hope everything arrives here. I was like, let me put together my own special version of an Orville uniform. And by that, I mean just wear regular clothes but have a cool jacket. So I ordered a jean vest, like a motorcycle club type vest. I wouldn't mind losing about another 10 pounds to fit a little bit better into it, but it does fit. I wouldn't mind it being just a little bit looser. And I ordered some shoulder guards, some epaulettes from the Orville that I'm going to put on it. And I ordered a metal or metal-ish looking commander badge. So I'm going to make an Orville Motorcycle Club jacket that hopefully I will unveil next week during my Yuri's week, during my road trip where I'm making videos, as well as on the floor because I want to represent the Orville. I'll be wearing my hat, but other Orville stuff. But it's a little too short notice, so once I get back, I'm also going to create like a big Egotastic FunTime, patch that I'm going to put on the back of it. And so I'm going to put all kinds of cool Orville nerd patches on it, but it's going to be an Orville motorcycle jacket. Just for me, not for you guys. You guys can watch me wear it. Strut my stuff on the catwalk. On the bridge catwalk. Oh, and so, okay, so I do have from tonight's episode a behind the scenes, a short little behind the scenes clip of Ty from tonight's episode. But of course, this didn't make the cut because this would never make the cut because it doesn't work. But let's check it out, okay?
Ready?
Okay, here we go.
So this is down the shaft. But this cut didn't make it into the episode for some reason.
And we're good.
So yeah, in tonight's episode, I thought it was weird. I still think it's weird that Ty was able to go down into that shaft and then just all those bodies are there. And then there's all these bodies just going on and on all around the planet. There's all these bodies of the previous inhabitants of Kalon Prime that the Kalons killed and took their, they killed everybody. They exterminated everybody because coexistence is not possible. It's futile, okay? I still think it's weird that they were just in open caves. Why weren't they buried, or burnt or crushed down, something like that? Maybe the Kalon were like, well, if we just let them decay down there, they'll eventually become fossil fuels because they're thinking that far ahead, so who knows. But I still think it's weird that they were able to find them so easily because it did feel like almost like the Orville was being set up to find those bodies, don't you guys think? Learning Disabled Spock says, and the Emmy for Adorable Stuntman goes to, that'd be Ty. Kai winner. Billy, thank you so much.
Show no mercy. We fight for the glory of Avis.
I appreciate that, Billy. I'd be interested in seeing a future episode with Trisha Helfer and Christina Hendricks. Ooh, I ain't gonna say no comment. Christina Hendricks as members of the Krill. No, not as Krill. How about you? No, Christina Hendricks is gonna be human. Or, and if she's not on the Orville, you can have her guest star on Star Trek as an Orion girl. That'd be fine too. I'd be okay with that. But yeah, as far as Krill go, I don't care who's a Krill because they're all covered up. Just be a good actor, famous or no. Though it would be cool to see like Patrick Stewart or something, coming. Just like Jason Alexander. You could tell it's him, but man, there is nothing going on where you can see him in there. It's a totally different looking person. So it would be cool to get like Patrick Stewart or somebody in there to do that. Eric with a K says the Kalons didn't care about their remains. They didn't. Well, they built little shafts down. Just easily climb down there and walk over to some bodies. Just, I bet you, maybe the Kalons, just take little trips. Oh, look at all the dead bodies. It makes me feel so good if I could feel. Larry Peterson wants to see Allison Brie from Community. Ooh, Allison Brie would be great. Allison Brie would be really great. Now, don't forget, Allison Brie is also on Glow. So she's got some little bit of stunt training now. She can do some moves, so maybe they can put her in an action scene. That'd be cool. Now, do you want Allison Brie to be an alien? Do you want her to be a regular person? Regular earthling? John Knight wants to see Katie Sackhoff. Would be awesome on the Orville. Eric with the K says, do you have a problem with sex fantasies about the krill, JP? No krill, no thrill. You can, that's you all day. You all day. I don't like dry skin. Nikolai Krefelian says, Orion girl, JP, you dog. This conversation's getting off track. Okay, John Sales says, Eric, for all my Selayan, I'm just saying. Tala's given Lieutenant Dan a Selayan land. Speaking of Selayans and Seleya, I have some pictures to show you guys. These are the concept art for Home, which was an amazing episode, right? That was one of the best episodes. Such a proper goodbye to Alara since she had to go. I hope we do see her again, though. Now, if this sneak preview for next week is correct, but it probably isn't, they put that picture of Seleya, or that scene of Seleya in there. And I don't know why they did that, because they trick us all the time in these things. So there's lots of crazy information. Good thing I know where all these clips come from. But here is the concept art, you guys. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now, I believe all the Seleya beach house stuff was filmed in Malibu. I'm pretty sure. I'm not guessing that. That's just what some of the production said in a conversation I was snooping on. I do like how they have the little pod here. That pod was really cool, by the way. They actually put dust on it, which is really nice. So there's their little beach house. Must be nice, right? Must be nice to have that money. Here's a little view of the beach. And these are all just drawings. Just renderings. Well, you know, they cut stuff up and put it in there. You know how they do. Here is the, I believe this was What's-His-Face's little beach house. The caretaker who got killed. I used to know his name. I can't remember right now. It's been forever since I thought about him. Here's an evac. Now, in the final episode, the evacs didn't have 4 eyes. They didn't have 2 eyes on each side. They just went with the one. It's probably cheaper. They got that little beak going on, like space horses. Now that's a screensaver if I ever saw one, you guys. So yeah, they didn't end up going with the 4 eyes. And then there is Ildis and, oh god, I'm forgetting the mom's name. I know her name, damn it. Alara, there's Ed. Hey, what's going on? I put these all up on, all of these are up on the Patreon page, so if you go there, they should be able to be downloaded so you can use them for whatever you want to use them for. And there is Seleya. Got all the pyramids going on, you guys. That's a sweet one right there. And they were all created by this dude right here. Senior concept designer by trade. Blunt as a hammer by choice. He goes by Lex, but I think it's just a nickname or something like that. I couldn't get his full name. I think it's Peter something or other. Anyway, I can't remember. But yeah, you guys, pretty sweet stuff. So who's actually going to be watching Identity tonight? If you can, pop it on. I swear. Pop it on. Molly Hagan. Yeah, Molly Hagan was the mom. I know her name. For some reason, I can't remember it right now. I'm so dumb. And let me get you guys a schedule here for the rest of the season. There's only 3 more episodes left. Hashtag renew the Orville, you guys. Come on. Renew the Orville. Give us a sign. So we have Sanctuary. Ed discovers that Mocklins aboard the Orville are harboring a secret. That's April 11th. Not a week from today, but a week after that. A week after that day. The episode after... Oh! New description up. This just popped up. It was not there earlier today. April 18th is tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. A time distortion affects Ed and Kelly's relationship. What? What does that even mean? How does a time distortion affect Ed and Kelly's relationship? Is it going to like be, you know, like that one episode where Worf was going through all the different times, and then all of a sudden, was that Parallels? No, I can't remember. And then stuff would change, and then all of a sudden he was dating Deanna Troi, all that stuff, which that's a relationship I never bought, by the way. Anyway, Deanna should be with me. I never bought that anyway. So maybe there's a time distortion, and then all of a sudden they're back together, and then all of a sudden they have a kid. All of a sudden they hate each other, all that stuff. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. So it looks like that might be a time loop episode, which will be our first time loop episode on the Orville. And time loops are the best sci-fi episodes ever, you guys. Even Star Trek Discovery Season 1, which is an atrocity, had a time loop episode, and that episode was actually pretty awesome because it was a time loop episode, even though, you know, it's still... So now we know, you guys, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow is a time travel thing going on, a time distortion affects Ed and Kelly's relationship. So it doesn't say a time, you know, portal. It doesn't say, you know, it's a distortion. So usually distortions means loops or just slight changes all of a sudden. It's not going to be like traveling, I don't think, but you never know. They're always very cryptic with these descriptions, you guys. So now we have breaking news. This was not there an hour ago, but it's there now. I checked. So that's exciting. Still no description for the final episode, which is called The Road Not Taken, also from a poem. I can't remember what poem it was. So that's kind of interesting as well. We had a lot of episodes that were named after, that had to do with song lyrics earlier in the season. A lot. And now we're starting to get into poetry. Blood of Patriots was something written by Thomas Jefferson, which basically sounded like a poem. Lasting Impressions. Oh, I didn't even look into that one. Sanctuary, which is a great... I have nothing. But Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is, I believe, poetry, and The Road Not Taken is from a poem. So we'll see how that goes. I'll start digging. I'm gonna actually do for next week a preview episode. I'm gonna put all my thoughts together for Sanctuary, and I'll put an episode out next week about that, so we get a little bit of a preview. Also, you know, another video. I'm gonna try to do as many videos as I can before I leave, and then we'll see how much footage I get during my trip, and see how we're doing here. Okay, Identity Part 1 begins in 8 minutes. I'm sure every single one of you has seen it. But if you haven't seen it a couple times, I highly recommend doing so. I've seen it many times. Who put hashtag do not sense8? Nathan Riggins says hashtag do not sense8 the Orville. Didn't sense8 get 2 seasons? Of course, they're Netflix seasons, so they're short. But yeah, if you haven't seen Identity a couple times, go ahead and do that. Also, you are helping with the ratings. They don't care about just new episode ratings. They care about every episode they air ratings. So go ahead and pop that baby on. Put it on mute if you want to hang out here for a little bit. But I'm not going to keep the show going on too late because I do want to go watch STD. Their latest episode. Oh, last week was just the worst. Just the worst, you guys. But I still have, I still think a lot of my theories are going to come true. I'm pretty sure Michael Burnham is still going to be the Red Angel, despite apparently she's not the Red Angel. I'm pretty sure she's going to suit up at some point and be the Red Angel. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, tonight's going to be a culmination of stuff with their storyline for Star Trek Discovery. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing the Klingons again. It's the first time since episode 3, which was their other worst episode ever. And the Klingons are horrible. Section 31 is horrible. But I did like Spike. That's my couple name for Captain Pike and Spock. Spike. I did like Spock last week because they had him get over his anger. He had no reason to. They just said, okay, let's just write it where he's not so angry anymore. And he was better. So I can actually see him joining, because I want Captain Pike series. If CBS is going to be doing this Star Trek, their version of Star Trek, let's just make some better decisions. You guys probably watched my video. Do Captain Pike with Spock. Ethan Peck is Spock. Rebecca Romaine is #1. Have her be the real #1 that Majel Barrett was supposed to be, but the execs couldn't handle it back then. Well, we can handle it now, so let's have her just be super awesome, and give her some more scenes. She was only in 2 minutes of an episode, like, what, episode 3, episode 2, something like that. STD. Alice Kurtzman says we're totally going to be okay with the STD by the finale. I'm like, you're waiting until the finale to make the show okay? You are the worst, dude. That's not how it works. But we'll see. I'll give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt until then. But if it's not decent, that means it's going to be horrible. So we'll see, dude. He says we're going to love it. It's going to be Star Trek, but that dude doesn't know what Star Trek is. So we'll see. Kevin Scott 76, how you doing?
That's what I'm talking about right there on that boom.
Boom. STD is like a great plate of food that someone dropped on the floor. Now, one great thing about not having to do an Orville review this weekend, that means I can do more just Orville videos. Oh, and by the way, thank you very much, Kevin Scott. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, STD is a great plate of food that's just been put on the floor, stepped on, pooped on, and then they pick it up and they still make you eat it. But yeah, a great thing is I can actually put out some more Orville videos that aren't reviews, because the reviews take me forever to do. You guys know all the research, gathering stuff, just gathering my thoughts. I have to watch it 1,000,000 times, an episode 1,000,000 times to really get my brain starts, putting stuff together and making connections and all that stuff. So it's, it takes forever. I spent probably 10 hours just editing the Lasting Impressions one. I made probably 1,000 cuts, 1,000, threw tons of stuff in there. If you saw the editing bay, you'd be like, oh my god. And then my car video, it's just one long little strip of video and audio, throwing a thing at the end, a Twitch address at the beginning, put that out there, and that, so I'll be doing more videos. I'll be able to get my STD review out quicker. I got some ideas for Orville videos. I don't know if you saw my sketch today of the Orville crew watches Star Trek Discovery, The Red Angel. That was just something I was like, I got to put this together. It's getting in the way of me getting other stuff done, so let me just put this together because I can't get it out of my brain. But yeah, I can't wait to... I do want to talk more about Orville toys, Orville news. There's not a lot of news coming out, and that's actually part of the news. It's like, why isn't there news? So I want to look into the ratings, how it's doing with people, see what people are saying. Also see what people are saying about Star Trek, because Nerdist put out this thing today about the ranking all 7 Star Trek seasons, and they were just, it seemed to me like Nerdist was trolling the internet. So we'll talk about that as well too. Dax Jacobson says JP has taken his media stalker brain and turned it into a show. That was the point. That was the point. I'm like, there's all this crap in my head all the time. I need to do something with it. I'm still trying to figure out a schedule. Getting sick for like a week and a half really just threw everything off this month. And also I'm trying to find a new place, because this place is not great for filming my show at all. Everything I do is like, it's like even what I'm doing here, I'm not happy with this video that you see. I'm not happy with my regular studio stuff that you see. I don't like it. I want it to make it better. I want to make it better for you guys, I want to make it better for you guys. Yeah, I just said that. Philip Baca says, Avis is the Red Angel. Well, Avis, they like the color red as well. Geo Detan says, maybe JP, this 2 seasons of Star Trek Discovery is a nightmare holodeck simulation in Discovery. They don't care about canon. They don't care what technology is supposed to exist. And that's one thing that's so aggravating. Just say it's a different, just say up front, this is a different timeline, alternate timeline. We would forgive it. We wouldn't forgive the bad writing, the over dramatized stuff, the darkness of it, but we would forgive that other thing, so it would still be something that we can watch and not be crazy mad at. We'd just be disappointed and, you know, hey, this doesn't make me feel good watching it, type of thing. Though Anson Mount as Captain Pike makes me feel good. makes me question things. Just kidding, you guys. I like sexy old balding captains the most. Larry Peterson says, JP, sounds like you need all of our money. Of course, I need everybody's money. Don't we all need everybody's money? We all need all the money. Yeah, I got to get out of this apartment. Hopefully in a month or two. I'm looking at a place. I have to break my lease here. But that's okay. This place just doesn't work out. As it gets warmer, and it's already started to get warmer, I have to turn on the air conditioner here, and the air conditioner is so loud I can't film. I can't film anything with the air conditioner on. Dax Jacobson says, CBS thought they had millions of possible new viewers. Instead, they have a fixed number of viewers. Yeah, it's like 700,000 and something, or at least that's the rumor per episode. And it's just not exciting. But apparently, Alex Kurtzman says that by the finale, which is when you want a show to start to get good, right? When it's over, that it's all going to be cool and we're going to love it. I bet you that's not true because he doesn't know what people love. Rebel Scum, I hate to call you that, but thank you very much, you Rebel Scum. Giving Yas my money. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Rebel.
Now entering Glory Hole.
Rebel, we're going into a Rebel Glory Hole. Thank you so much. Pooh Bear with me says, good night, JP. Orville time. Going to help the ratings. That's right. Pooh Bear with me has the right idea. Turn that show on, the DVR, whatever you got to do. Get that going. Because the ratings help. It's a rerun, but the rerun ratings help just as much as the first run ratings help. I want that announcement, and I want that announcement to be horde. I want season 3, 4, and 5 announced. It up to 17 episodes. 16, 17 episodes. That'd be pretty decent. Spread out. Now, I know it's expensive. Every episode is expensive. Now, we got that tax cut for season 3 from California if they choose to do one. But it was only like $1 million more than they got last year. So, you know, what's $1 million going to do, really? I think there's a, the rumor goes with the internal memo that from production that they want to renew that. They want to get the 3rd season. They want to do it, you know, soon, hopefully by next month, because they don't want to miss out on the tax credit for the 4th season or the 5th season or every season they do, right? What's sad is I used to work a block away from Fox Studios, you know, 10 years ago. And I used to see Fox Studios all the time. I didn't know that it would one day be the place where they would film my favorite show. The new Star Trek, the real Star Trek, the Orville. And I love that the Orville's doing its own thing. I love that the Orville will take an idea from Star Trek and do it in a better way, or a way where it's like, oh, I didn't think about that, or a way that couldn't have been done back then. It wouldn't have been allowed, right? And they're having fun. I like to have fun. Life sucks for the most part, right? If you really think about it, we're all just spending every minute of our day paying to exist, right? So it's nice to have some fun once in a while. Dan Crane, thank you so much. You're going to get a...
Just a walk in the park, Kazansky.
Just a walk in the park, Kazansky. That's from Top Gun, also from the Orville. That's from next week's episode of the Orville. Identity Part 2. Dan Crane says, just got off the battlefield. Umping in the rain tonight. Oh, it's raining. It was crazy weather here. Actually, it was really windy today. I can hear it while I was editing stuff. Billy.
Show no mercy. We fight for the glory of Avis.
That's right. Rebel, rebel, you've torn your dress. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Rebel, rebel, how could you know? Hot tramp, I love you so. When are we going to get a really good... David Bowie, or as they say in the UK, David Bowie movie. I know they had a movie, but I want like a real good biopic. Let me refresh this page since they just updated. Yeah, still no description of the finale. They're gonna save that for last. But tell me, what do you guys think? Do you think next in Sanctuary that there's going to be a female Mocklin? I'm pretty sure there is, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know this for sure. This is just what I'm doing by going through all the little fine print on IMDb, and then also you have to remember that it's all jumbled up, so the fine print in one episode actually applies to another episode, and you got to figure out what these episodes are because it's not accurate. But with Sanctuary, I'm guessing, this is my theory, keep score, okay? That we have a Mocklin couple on the ship that want, not Sanctuary, but the thing that Lokar wanted. It's a big brain word, but you know, it means Sanctuary. Apply for Sanctuary. Reggie Davis is going to play a character named Coric, which sounds Mocklin to me. Well, hold on, you guys, real quick. Hold on, I'm still getting over that cold. Reggie Davis plays a character called Coric, and Yvonne Sinat Jones plays a character named Osaya. And I'm guessing those two people are Mocklins, and that she is playing the female Mocklin. And that they are going to try to get protected by the Orville. They want the Orville to take them to the Sanctuary. And the planet Mockless, the government there is like, give them back. They gotta serve their sentence in prison, you know, all that stuff. Hopefully, I'm hoping we get justice for Lokar and justice for that female Mocklin from season 1, episode 3, about a girl. Billy again.
Now entering glory hole.
You're gonna get a little extra.
Boom. Yeah, not like that, but yeah.
Right.
A little extra boom there for you. Egotastic FunTimes. I like to see a Krill in security guard, security guard, being played by Sam Rockwell. Oh, LOL, always terrified. Now Sam Rockwell does some weird movies, right? He can do some really weird stuff. I think he's coming out with the weird stuff where he's got like bald hair or something like that. But Sam Rockwell has to be, no matter what he plays, the most likable dude, right? The most, whatever he plays, you love him, you like him. He could be a serial killer, and like, man, he's so likable. So could you imagine Sam Rockwell likable playing a Krill? Like we actually meet a Krill that's just not like a monster. That would be amazing to me. They got to be out there, right? Like we used to think that all Cardassians were horrible, like evil people, and then all of a sudden you get some, they're like, oh, you got a nice personality. Not much to look at, but he's got a nice personality. Asylum, that's exactly it, Dr. Scott Giles. And these are words that I know, but when I start doing the pre-show, when I get all, hey, blah, 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 and my brain stops working. I swear I'm smart. I swear. But that's exactly it. Apply for asylum. Maybe my brain's trying to forget about the word asylum because it's used so much in the news. But we're not going to talk about the news. Yeah, Sam was likable in the Green Mile. Sam's likable in everything. Of course, Galaxy Quest. That's probably one of his least important roles but it's still my favorite role of Sam Rockwell. Oh, that's another thing I need to look into. See if there's any updates on the new Galaxy Quest show that's coming to Amazon Prime. I think it's supposed to be coming out 2019, and by that it's probably, you know, the fall. Dax Jacobson, that's exactly right. Camera comes on, words hide. They are shy. Absolutely. Philip Baca says, use cannabis to make Discovery better. Star Trek cannabis. Star Trek Kush. Rob Crawford, that's exactly it. Cardassians. Oh, you're saying Kardashians. That's true, too. Cardassians look like snakes. Yeah, they do. I've always thought that. I'm like, you know, and I'm not a snake guy. Rhonda has a snake, a ball python, and here, touch it. No. I touched the snake once in kindergarten when I was 5. A snake guy came and showed us snakes, and I touched the snake, and I was like, ugh, and never again have I ever touched a snake, or will I. And that's okay. People are like, oh, you wussy. Yeah, me and Indiana Jones, I guess, are wussies. We don't like snakes. I'm in good company. Nothing can make STD look good. Not even a salve, medicated salve. Now, of course, STD, besides how dark it is, I think visually it looks very good. I just wish it looked. I would just wish they'd make it a little bit prettier, because Star Trek should be a little bit prettier. And then once in a while they come across something that's gritty and dark. But visually it looks amazing. I just wish they were putting their powers to good, but they're not. But imagine if they did. Probably even be cheaper. Less gritty filters. Save a little bit of that money. They could save money on Star Trek Discovery and make it look more like real Star Trek by just pulling back a little bit. Isn't that crazy? Like, if they would, just by spending less money, they can make a better Star Trek. Maybe they can pay the writers more money to come up with better stories, because they ain't doing it so far. This is General Hospital level stuff going on, and I'm sorry to say that, but and then, like I said in my one commentary, that's not their fault. It's the showrunner's fault, Alex Kurtzman. But the episode the week before the Red Angel, Project Daedalus, I liked that episode. That was a good episode. In that one episode, you know, the way I do it is like every episode is standalone to me when I review them. The sins of the past do not affect this present episode, or it also doesn't give any brownie points to the next episode, because the next episode was horrible. But I like Project Daedalus. There was a lot wrong with it, but it was a pretty well written episode. They were able to succeed in certain things, and that episode was written by the new showrunner for next season. I can't remember her name, but she's supposedly the co-showrunner, but she's just going to be the showrunner, I'm sure. People were like, oh no, we have to make sure Alex Kurtzman, so people can trust the series next season. Nobody trusts Alex Kurtzman. You would do better if you take his name off of it. But CBS doesn't understand that stuff. Geo Detan says, JP, I have a theory about the Orville. The Federation of Planets in Star Trek is made by many alien races. One of these are the Andorians. Oh, God, I love the Andorians. Well, I don't like STD Andorians. They're lame, but, you know, Enterprise Andorians, Jeffrey Combs. In the Orville, Andorians are the Krill. Ooh. Yeah, I could see that. Now, remember in Enterprise, we found out that there were albino Andorians. Now, of course, yeah, I can see the parallels there. So maybe we will become friends. Oh, but the thing is the Krill are just so fundamentalist. They're fundamentalists, you guys. They're never gonna. You're never gonna win them over, right? You might just. I don't know how they've, even with the Kaylon, I don't know how they're able to start this treaty, because the Krill are just the worst, man. You can't get through that stuff. It takes generations to get through that type of fundamentalist thinking. Hey, Popcast, what's going on? We love you, JP. Love you guys too. That's Brian and Shane. Let's give them a. Let's do classic. You guys want classic? Yeah, the podcast. Now, man, I can't remember where my button was. I had the full version of that song. It's gone. It's missing. Oh well, I'll have to just for next time do the shortcut on that. Billy, again, you guys are paying for my gas for my trip. Let's see what we got here. Billy's on the A-team. Egotastic A-team. If the Krill are the Jem'Hadar, does that mean Jeffrey Combs will end up playing Avis? Oh, man. Wouldn't it be great if they... Now, of course, I don't think we'll ever see Avis, but there's on Krill Planet, there's got to be, like, the head... There's got to be the Krill Pope, right? You know, we've seen some Chancellors and stuff like that. Each ship has one. I think the same is said to be true in the United States military, right? They all have the Chancellors and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't know. You guys will know. We have the Chancellors, but there's got to be that head dude, the guy that controls everything, right? Jeffrey Combs as that dude, that Krill leader, would be amazing. Though it would be nice to see Jeffrey Combs sans makeup, right? Yeah, Jeffrey Combs is the best. There's no way Seth MacFarlane, of all people, of all Trekkies, he's the biggest Trekkie that I know. There's no way he's not going to get Jeffrey Combs on the show. You guys know that, right? It's going to happen. Because also Jeffrey Combs, I believe, is gettable. There's certain people you just can't get. I don't think he's going to be able to get Patrick Stewart now because of the new show. But he would have. He would have gotten him. Jeffrey Combs, I'm sure, is on the top of his list. Billy says, sorry if I gave you a nerdgasm with my Avis Jeffrey Combs question. Yeah, but I'm still dry, so we're good. We're good. Jeffrey Combs gets me excited. I still love him from Frighteners. Remember him in Frighteners? Oh, so great. But also just a Shran. All Enterprise, if anything, whether you loved it or not, I loved it. It took a while, but I ended up loving it. What they did for the Andorians in Star Trek should be rewarded. They deserve, you know, right up there at the top with 90s Trek, just for that accomplishment of making the Andorians an amazing, awesome race, alien race to have adventures with. It was pretty sweet. All right, Blackboy923 says, I'm so glad Tuvok has multiple roles on the Orville. Now, what do you mean multiple roles? Now, of course, he played Dr. Sherman last week on Lasting Impressions. How amazing was that? I talked about it in my review, but it was so great. Now, I thought the whole time, and I've been saying it the whole time, that he was going to be in the Jonathan Frakes episode, because everything just lined up that way. I knew that Tim Russ rapped on his work with the Orville back in July. The same exact time that Jonathan Frakes was working on his, but there just must have been overlap, is probably what it was. Jonathan was probably just getting started with his stuff, because doing these episodes takes weeks, right? Just for the filming and getting everything lined up. And I think they have a lot of locations in the Sanctuary episode. So I thought Tim Russ was going to be in the Jonathan Frakes episode, which was awesome, but I'm already like, man, Marina Sirtis is in that episode, Ted Danson, Ruafo, Candyman is in that episode. So I was like, man, that's just too much in one episode. But he turned out to be in Lasting Impressions, and it was great. And I went off about this in my review, but I cut it out. I edited it out. I edited it out like 15, 20 minutes from the review, because I'm like, if it'll take me another 10 hours just to edit those 20 minutes. I talked a lot in that deleted content about Tim Russ. Basically, even if he's not playing a character, Tim Russ naturally just sounds like Tuvok. He sounds like a Vulcan. his speech patterns, his mannerisms, except for the smile he was trying to give in the episode, which is the only thing that separated him from being Tuvok. I just felt like I was watching Tuvok, right? It was amazing, and he's wearing space clothes, which just like an episode of Voyager when Tuvok was just wearing regular clothes, not a uniform, which very rarely happened. So I just felt like I was watching Tuvok, and you hear his voice right at the top of the episode. I freaked out. I was like, yeah, like my heart jumped out of my throat. I was like, Tuvok, yay! So I felt like I was watching Voyager for a second. It was a very nice feeling. During my review, when I was pulling together clips, and I was like, oh, I got to get a clip from that Fairhaven episode where Janeway falls in love with the bartender, and she's trying to not fall in love with the bartender. I pulled that clip, and as soon as I started watching it, I was like, I just watched the whole episode, and at the end, I was like, oh, I forgot to get the clip. And so I had to go back and get the clip. I knew the scenes I wanted to find, but I just I loved Voyager so much, so I just couldn't stop myself from watching it. I have that same problem too. When I was pulling the clip for the Moriarty episode from TNG, Ship in the Bottle, I just watched the whole episode. I didn't have the time. I shouldn't have taken the time, but I start playing it, and I just start watching it. It's my crack. I like crack, but Star Trek is also my crack, so I have two cracks. Herb Bluntman says, WTF, wireless telecommunication facility? Now, of course, I'm going to tell you guys something. The first time I watched Lasting Impressions, the WTF joke, I didn't get it. I mean, I got when he said WTF, but I didn't connect that when he said wireless telecommunications facility. I didn't connect it at first. I didn't connect it until the second viewing. And I was like, oh, he was giving the acronym for wireless telecommunication facility, WTF. So then I got two jokes out of that one joke. Bring back Tuvix, Black Boy 923 says. Someone else mentioned Tuvix too. Michael Wells says, yeah, Tuvix was awesome. Yeah, that was freaky. I'm trying to remember the actor that played Tuvix. That was a crazy episode of Voyager, the Tuvix episode. It was great, but I'm like, man, how did they even come up with that, where they create a whole new character out of two characters? Philip Baca says, Tuvok looks old. Time flies. I didn't even think he looked that old. I think that gray in his hair, they put that in there because that gray was just too awesomely placed. I'm like, that's fake. Eric with the K says, hated Tuvix, creepy dude. Yeah, Tuvix was creepy. You know what Tuvix reminded me of? Station from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. When they had the super station, when the two stations came together to make that big station. Which, by the way, I was going to do a video about it, but I ran out of time, and I had to really keep track on doing the Orville review. They announced kind of a cool little teaser announcement from Bill and Ted, from Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters, saying, hey, thanks, we're going to start filming, hopefully, which means they are, the new Bill and Ted movie this summer. You guys excited for Bill and Ted? Bill and Ted Face the Music. If you don't know what the story of that of that movie is going to be, it's Bill and Ted, of course. It's 25 years later. And as we know, they're the ones that create music, create that song that saves the world, that changes everything. Well, it's 25 years later, and they still have not written that song yet. They don't know how to do it, so that's amazing. I think that's the coolest thing. Now, I always thought that, the finale of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, they sang God Gave Rock and Roll to You by Kiss. But apparently that wasn't the song. They still have not written the song that saves the world yet. I think it's amazing. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good throwback there, Dr. Scott Giles. Tim Russ was in the very first episode of Alien Nation. Ooh. Now, Alien Nation I love, not only did I love the movie, but of course I love the TV show as well. Such a great show, and a great pun too. That's a good dad joke, Alien Nation. It's really aliens in a nation. Love that show. The star of that show, I can't remember his name, though I know his name. He reprised his role as that one Vulcan from Enterprise. He reprised it for the Axanar Prelude to Axanar, and I believe he's also going to be in the new Axanar that's hopefully going to come out at the end of the year, hopefully in the fall or so, or maybe the very beginning of 2020. He's reprising his role in that too, so I'll get some information at some point, and we'll, the Orville's almost over. Once the Orville's over, and I don't have to write those super crazy big reviews anymore, I'll be able to put out a lot more shorter videos throughout the week. Bill and Ted 3, cashing a check. Who are they going to get to play the Rufus character, or son of Rufus, or something like that? C in Dust says, JP, Egotastic FunTime, and Nerdrotic are my two favorite YouTube channels. Oh yeah, Nerdrotic's great. Gary over at Nerdrotic. What I like about, we watch all the same, a lot of this, we all do. We all watch all these awesome movies and stuff like that. He covers so much stuff. I am so jealous of his brain. He's able to come on, he's got his notes, and he's just able to say some really, he's able to talk more gooder than me when he presses record. Now, he does his research and stuff too, but he's just really great at the whole talking on camera stuff. Rebel Scum says, that just reminds me I'm trash. My whole family is trash. That was a great Gordon line. I should do a sound drop of that one. Which actually pretty soon, when I get some time here, or it's going to be time to do a fresh crop of sound drops for you guys. Oh, Rob Crawford, of course. Rob Crawford says, hey JP, are you going to see the movie Shazam? And if you are, will you review it? Yes, I am. I still need to talk about Captain Marvel. I went and saw Captain Marvel. I even did a car time video about it, but I just didn't like it, so I didn't release it. I need to do a review of Captain Marvel, even though I'm late to the game, but hey, better late than never. But yeah, Shazam is on my list. I did not care about Shazam. I didn't care about Captain Marvel, though I did enjoy Captain Marvel for the most part. But now, the more I see of Shazam, the more I am down. I love those out-of-the-box superhero movies. Shazam's DC, right? Yeah, Shazam is DC. And I love those DC, well, Marvel too, out-of-the-box ones, like Deadpool, stuff like that, where it doesn't fully connect. It's its own vibe. It's its own feel going on, and it just looks great. And I know it's supposed to be not only hilarious, but also great action, a little bit darker than people thought it was going to be. And I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm going to go see it. I might do a car time video about it, but I really prefer sitting down with my thoughts and figuring out stuff that I want to say instead of just spouting off, But we'll see. Maybe I'll do both. Just like I do that for the Orville, but I don't know if I'll do that for other stuff. I like to really get some information for you guys and share the information. Really, when I'm right off the cuff, I'm an idiot. But when I sit down for a minute and think about something, then I become brilliant by my own standards, which are very low. So yeah, we'll be going to see Zachary Levi, which is what they call him now. That's his name now, as Shazam. I heard that the suit for Shazam is like crazy expensive because, they had to make him look like a superhero, like super buff, super duper buff. But it had to look like it's real, so I think they spent a lot of money on that suit because it looks great. Mindfully says, stay away from Captain Marvel, JP. You're way too classy for that. Well, actually, I liked Captain Marvel, though there were some problems with it, but also some of the problems were, well, I'm not going to review it, but Some of the problems weren't necessarily its fault, or it was the fault of there's just too many Marvel movies. And also some of the things that they had thought were strengths weren't necessarily strengths. But I overall enjoyed it because I did not care. I don't care about Captain Marvel. I never did. And because of that, just like with the new Star Wars movies, because I was forced to stop caring about Star Wars, I had a better time with it. But of course, after I enjoyed Captain Marvel while I was watching it, but after I'm done, I'm like, I don't think about it. Nothing stayed with me. There's so many Marvel movies that I put it right in the middle. It's a 5 out of 10, which is fine. It's not my most favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's just right there in the middle. It was okay. But I hardly remember anything that happened in it. I'd rather watch Guardians of the Galaxy. And by that, it's like I'd really like to watch Guardians of the Galaxy because that's my favorite. I love Cosmic Marvel. As far as the movies go, Cosmic Marvel is my jam. So Thor Ragnarok, oh god, loved it. I'm all about Guardians of the Galaxy. And one thing I loved about Infinity Wars is that it was so heavy with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I considered it a Guardians movie where all the other characters were guest starring, right? So I loved Infinity Wars, and I'm really looking forward to Endgame. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about Endgame as well, but we'll be talking about Shazam first. Shazam! Jeff B. JP, will you be talking about the new EU rules? What do you mean? I'm not sure I'm up to date with that. Like Europe? What rules? Maybe I know about it, but my brain's not making the connection. Dax Jacobson, Nerdrotic should make 10 channels. It's too easy to strike people down. Yeah, Nerdrotic got a copyright strike. Oh, I forgot to ask. I was going to ask him what exactly was the content he got a strike for. I just wanted to know. And yeah, he got a strike, which means he can't stream for 3 months. I had that happen to me last year. That happened to me all the time. So I never streamed hardly at all last year, and the year before that, because I kept getting strikes. So boom, strike, boom, 3 months. You can't stream for 3 months. And so that's why it took me so long to start streaming regularly. And really cracking down on my styles as to not get strikes. Because if you get a strike, for me personally and a lot of channels, taking away that stream does hurt. Big time. Like if I wasn't able to stream, I wouldn't have gas money to go to Yuri's night. But now I do. For the most part. I got a one-way trip there. I'll be paying for the way back, but you beautiful people are helping me pay for the way out there. Mysterica81 says, "Hey JP, I still have not seen Captain Marvel. It's good. It's all right. It's okay. There was some fun things about it. I liked the fact that it takes place in 1995, and I probably liked that more than the rest of the movie." Because I'm a sucker for that stuff. But it was alright. There's no... I'm not going to talk about it. If you haven't seen it, I'll do a review of it. And then you'll see the review pop up. And you're like, oh, I haven't seen it yet. So I'm not going to watch the review yet. I'll save it. That way I don't ruin it for you here. But it's okay. It connects a lot with Guardians, I think. Right, you guys? Some of the stuff. But there'll be characters you're like, oh, I remember that character, I think. But I can't remember quite where it fits in. That type of stuff is going on. It's alright. It's okay. It's going to connect to Endgame a little bit because Captain Marvel is in Endgame. So if you want to, find out more about her so that when she pops up on Endgame, you know what's going on, might as well go watch it. It's alright. I'm actually looking way more to Shazam, which is very strange, right? Because Shazam's a DC movie, and DC kind of is like not that great with the movies. Whereas Marvel is. So it's kind of crazy that I'm looking more forward to a DC movie. Okay, Darkstar57 says the actor who played the other part, on the person who played Tuvix was Tom Wright. Well, thank you very much. You're doing the work for me. Mysterica, he once says, I still watch a review of it before I decide to ever watch it. Well, that's fine. At least you'll have the choice, right? Dr. Scott Giles says, Guardians of the Galaxy was super. I thought it was going to suck, but I was pleasantly wrong. Same here. Same here. I was actually getting tired of all the Marvel movies, and then Guardians came out, and I was like, oh, I'm back in. I'm back in. It won me right over. Won me back to the franchise. I'm like, I'm back. I love this. This is great. I can't wait for the next one. And then Thor Ragnarok connected it all, and I was like, yes, this is amazing. The Filthy News says, hey, JP, Shazam was awesome. Seen the sneak peek. The Orville is so great. Hashtag save the Orville. Hashtag renew the Orville. Hashtag happy Orville Day, you guys. Hashtag canceled Star Trek Discovery. But don't cancel Star Trek. They can bring Star Trek back. They can win. They can win the franchise back. They just got to do a better job, right? But I think STD has run its course. I think there's just too much about it that's it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. Hashtag renew Tom, General Pedrosky says. That's right. Jason Henry says, hashtag sell Star Trek. That's what they really need to do. Now, it'd be great if they sold it to Netflix. Now, my first worry was, oh, God, if they sell it to Netflix, Netflix will just do 10-episode seasons. But I'm like, hey, better 10 good episodes than 15 what we've been getting episodes, right? But also, I'm not closing the door on the Picard series. It could be good. We can't judge it until we see it, right? Maybe they're going to learn all those lessons. CBS will learn all the lessons. It's unlikely, but maybe they'll learn the lessons, and Picard series will be great. Maybe, you know, it's a different team of people. It's Patrick Stewart's like, hey, we better make it good, or else I will make them pay for what they have done. Jay Sanders says, hashtag JP reads hashtags. That's true. I do. Hashtags are the new way to communicate with people. Rel Sala says, I thought one of the biggest complaints was the paywall. It is. Netflix and Amazon are still paywalls. It is. But Netflix is the paywall that everyone's already on, with or without Star Trek. Everybody has Netflix now. So I think the complaint was CBS having a paywall. It's like, hey, why do we want to pay for CBS? All the shows they play all the shows. They're just going to give us 2 or 3 shows that are only available on this app. But also, it was the paywall mixed with the fact that we knew they were using Star Trek to pay for their app, as opposed to creating a great product that people would love that would then turn into money that would pay for the app. So they were using Star Trek as opposed to creating Star Trek and uplifting Star Trek, all this stuff. But also, even if it were free, people are going to hate the show because the writing's it's horrible. Sometimes they do some great stuff, but overall it's just too spotty. It's way too spotty. You just have, you know, big doo-doo, nice little nugget, nice little Skittles, little M&Ms, a little doo-doo, a Jolly Rancher, a big doo-doo, a giant doo-doo. It's just, there's too much doo-doo covering up the little nuggets of gold, and the nuggets of gold are not even worth that much. So that's another problem that it has. Bryce Dodd says, I want to see Jonathan Frakes on the show so he can do the Riker maneuver one more time. Well, the chairs on the Orville have pretty high backs, so I don't know if he'll be able to do the maneuver. But also, I was just thinking about this the other day. Okay, Jonathan Frakes has directed an episode last season of the Orville, an episode this season of the Orville, but I want to see him on camera. I want to see him play a character, and I was thinking he would be great. Jonathan Frakes, especially when I see this picture here. I want Jonathan Frakes to play Kelly's dad. I'm calling it right now. Well, I'm not calling that's going to happen. I'm calling that I want it, that it should happen. make this happen. He's number one. She's number one. Let's have them be a family of number ones. Winners. Hashtag numero unos. What do you guys think? Should we start a campaign? Get Jonathan Frakes in front of the camera? That's right, Gio Titan. That's what I'm saying. Kelly's dad. And that means, and then maybe have it so that Ed has always been afraid of Kelly's dad. Wouldn't that be great? Actually, I don't even know if Kelly's parents are alive. They've never come up. We know Ed's parents are alive. Are her parents alive? She never talks about them. But I could have swore he was mentioned at some point. He was mentioned maybe in Old Wounds when she was talking to Admiral Halsey. And maybe he said, oh, if it wasn't for your father's reputation, then we wouldn't. Something like that. I'm going to go back and check it out. We don't know what the deal is with Kelly's parents. We need to find this out. I need to find this out. I should know this already. Oh, nice one. Robot Shlomo says Jonathan Frakes is Kelly's dad and Aaron Gray is Kelly's mom. But actually, I do have to find out if she even has, if her parents are even alive anymore. Mr. Fiddle-dee-dee says, I believe you are correct, JP. All right, so it's 8:40. Identity has been on for 40 minutes. What was happening at the 40-minute mark in that episode? Some of you guys probably have it on in the background. Let me know. Were we at the goodbye party at that point? Just finishing it? Is Isaac dropping Ty's drawing on the floor, which is still weird to me. That is still weird to me that Isaac littered. It didn't seem like it was supposed to be a clue, but maybe it was, but it was never addressed. We also need to find out what's up with Isaac. We haven't had any updates with him ever since he, tried to destroy Earth. So hopefully we'll get a check-in from him in Sanctuary. No space battles in Identity Part 1. Identity Part 1 ends with the big boarding of the ship, the takeover, where we're like, what? Man, I did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. When that started happening, I was like, wait, what's going on? That's right, Part 2. Now, that space battle, besides being crazy expensive, I believe is holding the world record as being the biggest space battle to do ever shot for a television show, ever shown on television. I mean, this was Star Wars Episode 3 opener level craziness for television, right, you guys? So that says something as well. And also, the Orville, oh no, I was just thinking something. Now that Disney owns the Orville, Disney's all about the Star Wars stuff now. The Star Wars theme park, all the Star Wars stuff at the that they sell, all the theme park stuff. They won't. I don't know if they would put out Orville stuff if it's going to conflict, even though it's a totally different thing. It's more like a Star Trek thing than it is a Star Wars thing, but it's a space thing. So hopefully they're not thinking, oh, the Orville will be competition to Star Wars, because they are down with Star Wars. They got all that money in Star Wars. Okay, Robot Shlomo says that Ty is snooping around right now. Good old Ty. Ty never lost hope in Isaac, you guys, and it paid off. Robot Shlomo says, what kind of software is JP using? I like that chat effect. Yes, that chat is, well, I'm using OBS, but I'm using Streamlabs OBS. Free. It's a free thing. This whole time that we've been doing all these streams all season long, I've been using the regular OBS, which is the bare bones OBS, and I always thought, oh, what's the difference with Streamlabs? Well, I downloaded it a few weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so many more features. I mean, tons of stuff you could do. So, I'm able to do this chat. There's a bunch of other stuff I could do. Last week I had like a little tip jar There's this other thing with notifications on the screen. We tried those out. I don't like them. It's just too much going on. But this is great. I love the chat, so we're keeping that. I got rid of that stupid tip jar and the little notifications when people donate or subscribe or whatever. I'm like, it's a distraction to our conversation, and I don't want any distractions because we're here chatting. Oh, that's something I have to start working on. I don't think I have time before my trip. Mysterica 81. Hold on a second, you guys. Still getting over that cold. Takes forever. Mysteria Cuff 81 says he has the faith in the heart for Isaac. Yes, he does. I'm working on a faith in the heart thing for the Orville fandom, you guys. I don't think I'll have time to get it all wrapped up and finished up before my trip, but when I get back, I'll get back to working on it. But we're going to be having some faith in the Orville really soon. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. And it'll be available to you guys. I'll put out a video. I'll have an MP3 available on the website, on the Patreons. We'll get some free stuff, all that great stuff. It's gonna be good. I can't wait. I just have to make sure the lyrics are just perfect. The lyrics have to be just perfect. And that's the hard part, because I'm not doing so it's a song. You probably figured out I'm doing a song that I'm writing. And it's not going to be like, you know, a theme song, a 1-minute theme song. I'm doing the full version. The full 3.5, 4-minute version. It'll be an ultimate tribute to the Orville. Mr. Fiddle DD says, I agree. Watch a lot of streams, JP. This is the clean and professional. Well, thank you very much. My hope is to get it even more cleaner and more professional as we build Egotastic FunTime. Right now I'm using the webcam. It's a nice webcam, but it's, you know, $50 webcam that most people have, and it's just a good quality webcam. But I want to use my real camera, my studio camera. I just don't have the room to do that, but when I get a new place and a real studio set up with a back, you know, I want a little set for us. I want an Egotastic set. I want nice lighting, all that stuff. These streams are going to be using a real camera with nice lighting, and we'll have more stuff on this, you know, videos that I play and songs and sound cues and all that great stuff. And these streams are just going to get better and better. But thank you for that compliment, because like I say at the end of all my videos, it really does mean the world to me. I want to do quality. I can't do it all the time, because the more quality I put into something, the less something I can put out. And YouTube doesn't like that. You got to keep putting stuff out, or else I got to go beg for money on the streets. But my goal is just to keep getting better and better and be obsessed with quality for you guys. Dax Jacobson says, JP, you should go and watch the rerun and rest up, relax. Let your words come out and play. You know, I've tried relaxing. I've tried. Nothing helps. My voice is just nuts. The more I talk, I get growlier and growlier. I think it might be just part of my DNA. A lot of the older people in my family, their voices get y'all dead type of thing. I'm just gonna keep drinking tea. I didn't drink any hot tea today, so I'm gonna get back on that regimen. Herb Blattman says, at Robot Shlomo, hail Doomcock and hail JP. Good old Doomcock, you guys. I love that guy's persona. That's awesome. Eric with a K says, anyone want to see 10 billion dead bodies? Just watch the episode right now. Oh, Bryce Stott says, yeah, we can't see your roots to know whether you dye your beard. Every once in a while I dye my beard. I darken it a little bit. I got really bad. I don't darken my regular hair, but sometimes, like once every month or two, I'll use that Just for Men, just to even it out a little bit, since I have to be so bam in the videos here. Sometimes I forget a lot. I'll do like 5, a month worth of videos. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of looking at the gray. What I'd like to do is have my beard be like, get super gray, and then just color everything but 2 awesome strips of gray. That'd be sweet. Be like a Doctor Strange beard. Yeah, I thought I'd be gray, all the way gray by now. My grandfather, who I take after a lot, man, he went gray in his 30s. So I thought I'd have way more gray by now, but I don't. I have fat. Herb Blutman says, "Go gray, JP. It works for J.G. Hertzler." Oh man, yeah, J.G. Hertzler's got super awesome gray though. Plus he's got that awesome growl voice. I believe he's come. I don't know for sure. I have to look. He might be coming back to Axanar for the new Axanar. I'll have to look at the production details. They got it all on their website. I just never. I'm always so Orville brained. I'm always looking at Orville stuff or Star Trek stuff that I forget to look at other franchises. Like the Fonz and Waterboy. Alright, Mysteria Erica 81 says, "I'm going to watch Identity 1 and 2 before bed after this stream. I'm going to watch the new Star Trek Discovery." Actually, let me look that up right now. Let's just watch it right now. How's that sound? No, I want to look and see if it's up. I was looking for it earlier because I thought, man, if this was up just a couple hours ago, which I didn't think it would be, that would be awesome. I was going to watch The Expanse, but I was working out and I couldn't hear. I want to hear all the dialogue and I couldn't hear it well enough, and I didn't want to turn it up that loud because then there'd be a Splosion. All right, Star Trek Disease. Oh no, wait, Discovery. So tonight's episode of Discovery, following the Red Angel, which was the worst episode ever. It is, and it's available now. Burnham receives the reunion she's been longing for. Oh no. Oh, that's her mom. But it doesn't go quite as she imagined, because she never imagined it before. Georgiou and Tyler sense a disturbing change in Leland. Yeah, I talked about that in my commentary for the Red Angel. I think Leland is going to be a bad guy now. Well, he already was a bad guy, but now he's a super bad guy. And I'm guarantee you, by the end of either tonight's episode or maybe next week's episode, Burnham will be getting into that Red Angel suit. I guarantee you. And if it doesn't happen, well, then my guarantee is no good. But I am pretty dang sure they're going to get... Come on, this is CBS. This is Star Trek Discovery. Everything, the whole company, the whole streaming app revolves around Michael Burnham. Michael Burnham is getting in that suit. We just know it to be true, right? There's like no way. Also, I hear we're going to be getting some more short treks. I actually prefer the short treks than to Star Trek Discovery, because the short treks don't hurt anybody. It's just a fun little story. It's over in 15 minutes. It doesn't mean anything. The only one that really meant anything was Saru's, but it's a Saru story. Saru's one of the better parts of Star Trek Discovery, which is why I'm hoping that we get a captain. If they're going to do this, get rid of Discovery. If we want that timeline, if they have to have that part of the timeline, get rid of Discovery, have Saru and maybe Stamets transfer over to the Enterprise. We'll get a Captain Pike show, Ethan Peck Spock, Rebecca Romaine. Let's go on some adventures. Let's get rid of the serialized format. It's not that I'm against the serialized format for Star Trek. It's just CBS doesn't know how to do it. They have not figured out how to do a quality version of that. So let's go back to standalone episodes. Maybe we'll revisit an idea later on, a couple episodes later. But let's do that. Let's get on the Enterprise. Let's give Captain Pike, and I don't mean just Anson Mount as Captain Pike. I mean the character Captain Pike, what he deserves. He was supposed to be the original captain of Star Trek. They got rid of him, or he left when they did Pilot Part 2 because they thought it was too dark. He was supposed to have a 5-year mission. Let's give Captain Pike his 5-year mission. There's plenty of time. Kirk isn't supposed to take over for another decade, so let's just give Captain Pike a 5-year mission. And if it sucks, cancel it after the first season. Because it could. Night Eric with a K. Night, hashtag renew the Orville. Bird of Prey, where you been? How you doing? Latchcomb. Let's see what else we got. Egotastic FunTimes. The first short trek was the worst piece of scripted entertainment I have never had the misfortune of watching. Runaway. Indeed, Runaway. Yeah, Runaway was a big letdown. There were so many things in it where I'm like, what? I don't think so. And it was a Tilly episode, and Tilly was still well liked back then. I still like Tilly. I like Tilly now, but they've totally ruined her. She's even worse than ever. She's never getting better. She gets worse every episode. She's stammering. Every thought comes out of her head. She can't just come in and say, here's the information, because I'm also a scientist that I'm trying to give you. Here's the information. Bye. Thanks, Tilly. You are welcome. No, she has to fall over and do all this crap, and it takes 5 minutes to say one sentence. It's ridiculous. They've ruined her. Bird of Prey, can you believe it? They ruined her. She could have been great. Now she's just broccoli times 10. Liquid Cadmus says they probably just roll cameras and say, guys, act and stuff, maybe. Should I say the lines? Don't worry, just say what you feel. But it's the real it's the sciencey jargon stuff. Just say some words. It's okay. We'll fix it in post. We'll put some lens flares over your face so they, people get distracted and they don't hear the weird stuff that's coming out of your mouth. Boy, Star Trek Discovery really doubles down on, they double down on those lens flares. Every time I'm like, whoa. Even JJ apologized for all the lens flares, says they shouldn't have done them, and they're going crazy with them. Oh, Mr. Fiddle-dee-dee, what's your favorite Star Trek? I'm actually going to do a video about this. But Mr. Fiddle-dee-dee says, what's your favorite Star Trek? The original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, or Voyager? Why didn't you put Enterprise? Enterprise is great. I love it. I'm a TNG boy. TNG all the way. TNG is my jam. I'm about it. I'm into it. I eat it up. I hold in my jalojas while an episode is playing. Jaloja! Yeah. Not when I'm watching TNG. That is my absolute favorite. But of course I love the original series. Deep Space Nine I like, but I'm not as into it. Even though I love it, but I'm just not as into it. I love Voyager. So when it comes to like watching reruns, it's all TNG and Voyager for me. When it comes to like I could just sit down and watch it anytime. And I think, of course, TNG is amazing. That's the best. But I think the reason I liked Voyager as well, of course, it's not as good as TNG. But the reason I liked it is because it was about a ship in space discovering stuff and running into obstacles and trying to figure out how to get past those obstacles. And it was great because you never knew everything. All the aliens and everything were new for the most part with Discovery, so that was great. I like the stories. I like the holodeck stuff. I like the characters. So I'm a Voyager guy because they are doing what Star Trek is supposed to be, which is a ship out in space figuring stuff out. New life, new civilization. So I really dug it. I love Janeway so much. Now, of course, there's all the arguments of, oh, as far as command goes, she did this in this situation, but she did the opposite in this situation. She's a hypocrite or whatever. I don't care about that stuff. I just love it. I love it. Lone Puppy says my favorite is Stone Trek. Yeah, that's not bad. I ain't gonna lie. Right? Liquid Cadmus says, I'd like to see Michael Burnham be insubordinate at Cisco. That would be interesting. Yeah, she would be in the brig real damn quick. Cisco ain't having it. Actually, no Star Trek captain is having it. Even Captain Pike isn't having it if he wasn't on this show. If this were the pilot series, he would not be having it. Now, I don't mind Burnham having an opinion and stuff, and then, you know, having her opinion taken into account and saying, oh, that's a good idea. But she is allowed to just do everything she wants, and nobody says anything, or, you know, someone says, no, I think we should do this, the captain, and she goes, no, we should do this, this, and that, and it's like, oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. No, that's not how it's supposed to go. Dang it. Now, I said a couple episodes ago, I think it was the Project Daedalus episode, the one where Ariam dies. She's like, I want to go see Ash Tyler. He's innocent. And Captain Pike says, nope, you're not going to go see him. And she's like, oh, okay, I won't go see him. I'll do your order. I'm going to prove he's innocent, though. But she said it with a wink and a nod, and he had a wink and a nod. I was okay with that one. It's fine to feel that way. Just listen to the captain. That's what you're supposed to do. Mr. Fiddledee, I think I have seen Space Truckers with Dennis Hopper. I just can't remember any of it. I can't remember, though, if I saw the actual version of it or if I saw, like, a Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of it. Gordon Tyler says, tell us you are a huge fan of Firefly. Firefly, please, JP. Am I a brown coat? Yeah. Huge fan of Firefly. Oh, my God, a huge fan of Firefly. Love Serenity as well. I believe Firefly is supposed to be getting might possibly be getting an animated series. It's hard to tell what's real or not with Firefly news. There's been rumors of it coming back for a million years, and it just never is. If they did do it, it would have to be a reboot at this point, right? And there's a rumor of that going on right now too. So we'll see. I think at this point, something like Firefly, if they bring it back, it'll be on a streaming service. It'll be hopefully Netflix. I think Netflix can do some great stuff with it. You can't take the sky from JP. Take my life, take my land, take me where I can't remember the lyrics. But yeah, that was great. Frozen Owl, thank you so much. Let's give you a... People like Star Wars. People like Star Wars, Frozen Owl. Trivia. Name 3 captains of the Enterprise. There's Captain April, Captain Pike. Oh, Enterprise D, I'm sorry. Enterprise D, Picard. Alternate reality Picard. The card that came from a time loop. That his brain was gone, Picard. Riker has been the captain of the Enterprise when Picard was gone. I don't know, you tell me, Frozen Owl. I mean, technically, when Picard became Locutus, I would say that Riker was in charge, but that one lady, the Admiral, was there, right? Did she take control? I don't know. Frozen Owl says, Picard, Riker, and it says Jellicoe, but it's not. It was just Sliko. Is that the lady I'm thinking of? Jericho. Yeah. Who's Jericho? Is Jericho that lady I'm thinking of, or is that the the captain before Picard, right? Because Picard took over. He became the captain like on his first day or something like that when he came over from the Stargazer. Jericho. I'm a TNG fan. I've seen an episode or two, Bird of Prey. I've even seen all of season 1 30 times. But it was over a long span of years. Back when I came home, man, I'd come home every day from school, and TNG was on for 2 episodes in a row every day, starting at 4. So it was so great. Besides just watching them live when they came out, they were in simulcast. So I'd watch the new ones that were live, and then also everyday reruns. It was just amazing. Mr. Fiddledee, There are 4 lights. Is that, what was that, Chain of Command? What was that? What was in Chain of Command, like a part 1 and part 2? What's up, the Gaming Bismarck? We're going long today. We've been going for like 2 hours just because we're just talking about all of our nerd stuff that we like. Chain of Command. Yep, it was a 2-parter. Mr. Fiddle-dee-dee says, there are 4 lights. Man, that was great. That blew my mind. See, okay, Chain of Command, right? And even the Orville. The Orville, for instance, you know, it's a fun show, sci-fi exploration, ideas, social commentary, and then you'll get some really dark stuff that happens once in a while, and then we come out back to the light. And STD, every single episode is just dark, gritty. Everybody, not a single person on that ship had a normal childhood. Everyone was backstabbed from a young age or deceived, all that stuff. It's just dark all the time. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be Discovery is supposed to discover things. Discover, explore. That's their original mission, is to go out there and explore. It's an exploratory ship. You know, adventures. People don't hate each other all the time. And they've lightened up on some of that stuff, but it always just comes right back in. Instead of having everybody hate each other, these 2 people are only going to hate each other this one episode, and then these other 2 people will hate each other this other episode, as opposed to people just hating each other all the time. So it's still the same. Though they've had a lot of moments this season on STD that I was like, oh, that was cool, that was fun, and then something else happens. I'm like, oh, you just ruined it. Not yet, the Gaming Bismarck says, JP, have you gotten any word on Season 3 for the Orville? Not yet. All I have so far is a rumor that there was an internal memo that said that the show has been renewed already internally. They're just not announcing it yet, which makes sense because all that Disney merger stuff was going on at the time. They wanted to wait for that to be over with. The internal memo says it's been renewed for Season 3 with an option for 4 and 5. So if they choose to do 4 and 5, they have it. They could do it. And they wanted to renew this season internally so they could at least let California, who's giving them the tax break, know that, yeah, we're up for this. Let's not lose that tax break. And that way they'll get more tax breaks as the other seasons come. And that they're waiting until the finale to announce the renewal with a season 4 and 5 option, which would be great. It's the finale. Might as well, you know, kick it off with a bang. As well as announce the comic book during the finale, which comes out in July 17th, I believe the date is. It's a mid-season. It's season 1.5, which is awesome. We're going to be reviewing those comic books, by the way, just as if they were an episode. I'll be doing all, so that's 4 Talking the Orville reviews in the mid-season here. And they're also going to announce action figures, and I don't think they're going to be the Hero Clicks action figures, those little miniatures, but legit action figures, you know, with posable parts and all that great stuff. You know, you make them do karate moves and kung fu grip, all that great stuff. So that's the rumor, but it is a rumor. It is not officially true. Hearsay, Your Honor. So we'll see if that all turns out to be true. But I got my ear to the ground. Any moment that the news comes out, I will be putting that. I'll go live instantly. Instantly live. As soon as I find out. Yeah. Mystery Erica. Sorry, I'm never going to get that right. 81 says yes for action figures. And I'll tell you right now, I will be skipping meals so that I can buy every damn action figure that comes out for the Orville. And that's another great thing. There's no Empire action figures coming out. So I think it's very highly likely that the Orville will be renewed because you can sell products from the Orville. You can't sell Brooklyn 99 car models. You know, you can do all that with the Orville. It's the only thing you can really do, except for some of the animated stuff. My JP, my steerica, my steer Rika. I don't know. Jake Krause, Orville video game? Yes, I'd love an Orville video game. But also, I know how licensed TV show video games go. They always suck. So I'd say, you know, get away with that. But we are getting an Orville fan-created video game, which I do have footage from it. I don't have it queued up or ready to able to play here for you guys, but I'll do a video about it because I've been meaning to. I'm just trying to decide on whether or not... No, I'll do a video about it on this regular channel, but when it's actually available to download and play, we'll be playing that on the YouTube, on the Egotastic FunTime gaming channel. Probably not on the Twitch channel, but I am going to play Twitch tonight. I got to figure out what we're going to play. And of course, you can just look up Egotastic FunTime on Twitch. There's links down there for all that stuff if you want to follow me on Twitch. And but I'm not gonna stream on Twitch until after I'm done watching the new episode of STD. After we're done here, which actually we should wrap it up here in just a minute, because the later we stream, the later it's just gonna get. Got to go watch STD, and then I'm gonna stream on Twitch. I gotta find a game to play because I'm already done with Shadows of the Tomb Raider. We're gonna play something else, and we'll talk about STD for those of you who have watched it. And maybe you probably don't care to watch it and you just want to hear me talk about it. So I'll let you know what I think. And it's going to be a great time. So, you guys, we've had a wonderful time. Let me check the stream here. We got 135 of you watching now, and I appreciate all 135 of you. A quick reminder. Bryce Stott says, Twitch for us now, JP. Twitch. Twitch now, MFer. How dare you? How dare you, Bryce? I'm going to watch STD, and then I'm going to Twitch for you. And we're going to have a Egotastic Twitch time. It's going to be great. So I appreciate you guys. Quick reminder, no Orville, Talking to Orville live pre-show Splosion next Thursday. I'm going to be out of town for Yuri's night, going to Los Angeles. Going to get lots of footage for you guys and share it with you when I get back. But I will be checking in along the way. But I will be doing a live stream here on this channel Monday, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 5 p.m. Central. Nerdcaster podcast. We're going to have me as the host, Alec Peters from Axonar. We're going to have Matt from 3 Buck Theater. And we're going to have Brian and Shane from the Popcast. We're all going to be here together, chatting about nerd news. We're going to talk about the Orville. We're going to talk about Star Trek. We're going to talk about Marvel. We're going to talk about whatever's going on that day, that week in nerd news. We're going to have a great conversation. You guys are going to come in. You're going to chat with us. You're going to make comments. You're going to ask questions. We're going to chat with you guys. And we're going to have an Egotastic fun time with the Nerdcasters. This Monday is my week. I'll be missing out on Nerdcasters the week after that because I'll be gone. And when I get back, we'll be getting all crazy here. April 11th is the all-new episode of The Orville, directed by Jonathan Frakes. Sanctuary, of course, we'll be doing a live show there. And that's the last 3 weeks of the Talking the Orville live pre-show Splosion. The last 3 episodes of The Orville Season 2. I'm still holding out hope that there's a secret episode that they're not announcing, but I doubt it. But I'm still holding on to hope because I thought there was going to be one more episode this season. They literally said that. John Cassar said that, but then all the information came out and it's like, hey, where's that episode you said we were going to get? So maybe there's a secret surprise episode. Don't quote me on that because it's probably not true. But as far as we know, April 25th is the last day, the last episode of the Orville, an episode, season 2, episode The Road Not Taken. It's going to be a big to-do. It's our last night. I would say I'm going to wear a tuxedo, but I'm totally not. That would be uncomfortable. Maybe I'll wear my new jacket, my new Orville vest that I'm making. But if we're going to do this, you guys, we are going to do this right. I'm going to go watch STD, and I'll come back on Twitch, and we'll talk about it. But let me just press my buttons that I got to press. Turn that off. Move this over here. Hope you guys have an amazing night. And okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you? Are you going to be able to make it a couple weeks before the new episode of the Orville airs? There's only 3 episodes left in season 2, you guys. When are they going to #renew the Orville? Will they do it during the finale like I said they would? But that's also just a theory. That's just a rumor, all that stuff. But we need the show renewed for a 3rd season. Are you guys worried that we won't get a new season? Is Disney going to take the Orville away from us so that they can put all their money into Star Wars? You can let me know what you think by joining the conversation below. Thank you so much, guys, for tonight. Your super chats, your words, all that great stuff. And thank you for liking and sharing and supporting my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me. I mean it every time I say that. I'll see you very soon, and as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.